Hello friends, I just got a real pull to come on and do a quick tarot check-in. This is specifically for those of us who's feeling burnt out, uninspired, kind of like lost our spark, trying to find our special sauce again, feeling unmotivated, lost our creativity, just in that slump. This is not exclusively for those of us who feel like that, but yeah, that's the vibe. That's what the guidance feels like coming through for us right now. So I'll pull some cards, do a little reading. From that, I want to come up with some journal prompts or reflection pieces that we can take with us, and then set a little challenge maybe, or intention, a little activity for the next week that will help support us in getting out of this little funk. So yeah, let's get into it. Ooh, the sun's out. I'm gonna take that as a sign. The sun will shine again. The sun will come out again. There seems to be a little bit of like heartache, disappointment, just a little bit of heaviness and sadness kind of surrounding our hearts at this time. And it could just be feeling like we've lost ourselves a little bit. It doesn't have to be situational, so this could just be feeling a little bit like bleh, or irritated maybe, or just not feeling good. We're not in our feel goodness state. And we've got the Hierophant in reverse, and what I'm taking from this is believing that there's a way to do things, believing there is that life has to follow a certain path, certain rules, certain expectations. And following those rules and expectations may have worked in the past, but their heartache may be coming from a disconnect from your beliefs right now. So your beliefs may have changed and it doesn't fit the structure that we have been conditioned to be in. Something that feels like this truth doesn't feel like my truth anymore. So, with the King of Cups here, it's this tapping in and being the master of your emotions, having emotional mastery and intelligence, and being heart-led, being able to be the container for your feelings. How do I put this? Okay, so what's coming to mind is IFS, internal family systems, the modality, and it's the one that I do for therapy. Basically, you have your true self, the observer, and all these emotions and past experiences are different parts of you that create you. So you might have like the manager is like very rigid and maybe a little bit anxious and wants to control everything. And then maybe you've got like this teenager in you that's a little bit rebellious. You've got the weird kid part of you that has learned to feel shame, to not be too much, that your weirdness was annoying, There's all these different parts of you, and sometimes when they're all speaking up, speaking out, vying for attention, trying to keep us safe, it can get a little bit loud. It can get a little bit noisy in our heads. So the King of Cups is kind of the energy of being the observer, giving each of these parts time to say their piece, explain what they're doing, what they're feeling, how they're trying to help, just their point of view. And us being the observer, the true self, being I hear you, I love you, but we're okay. An exercise that I do with my therapist is for the inner child healing, when feeling scared, feeling anxious, feeling shame, feeling like I have to be quiet, some childhood wounding or trauma is coming up, is stepping up and reparenting that inner child, saying you're safe, you are loved, letting your inner child, that part of you, know how old you are at now. The sun. And saying, we've got this, I've got this, you can't be hurt anymore. You know, so it's just tending to these parts who are just vying to be heard. So that's the King of Cups energy. So if you're feeling this heartache, this confusion about what your truth is, whether your beliefs are shaped by other people, whether your thoughts, are they actually your thoughts or just narrative that you've picked up from someone else, is having that space to sit with yourself, sit with these different parts and understanding where it stemmed from and what they're trying to protect you from. And because I do this with a licensed therapist, psychologist, tend to it gently with yourself. And I'm not a therapist, this isn't mental health advice, this is just from my experience. Find a licensed professional or just have a read into it. If you've never done IFS before, it's a really gorgeous modality. Otherwise, if you feel like you're in a state that you're able to self-navigate and just journal on it, I think that's a really great practice. And then we've got the Nine of Wands. I don't really know whether this came up upright or reversed. It kind of just came up on its side. And this is this burst of inspiration and energy of forging forward with ideas, with inspiration, with motivation. So there might be just like a little bit of like a want to pursue something. You've got some ideas, but maybe you're just really tired, like you're feeling like burnt out and you just don't have the space or the energy to really pursue this. I'm gonna get more cards to kind of just have some living guidance around that, please. But the stagnancy. The Empress, don't push it. You yourself inherently are the creatrix. You are the co-creator of your reality. Everything that's meant for you won't miss you. And look how gorgeous this card is. It's so cute. Spend time in nature. That's what's coming up for the Empress as well. It's like the Mother Nature card. Tap back into like luxuriating and treating yourself like the queen you are. You know, just really look after yourself, nurture yourself. It's a very nurturing card, and you don't have to force it. That's what's coming up. You don't have to force it. You are inherently magical, and when you remember that, when you remember your own magic, that's almost like enough. That's almost enough to just plant the seed and to take the step forward. So at this point in time, there is no rush to really just forge ahead. So at this point in time, we are just sitting with ourselves, understanding ourselves and what beliefs we don't align to anymore. Just kind of understanding ourselves a little bit more and remembering our own magic, and that we can create the lives that we want. Just tapping back into that feel-good state. So for this week, it is tending to our emotions and feeling what feels good, luxuriating in that, taking care of ourselves, nurturing ourselves, getting out into nature, and slowly but surely that little spark will return. When we fill our cup, that spark will return. When we nourish ourselves and our cup overfloweth, that overflow is what can nurture everything else around us, outside of us. But it has to start from within. Okay, I think that's the message. So those are reflection pieces, really. What beliefs, thoughts, truths don't align with us anymore? How can we reparent our inner child and give us what we need? What does the part of us that's crying out for attention, that's telling us that we're hurting in a certain way, can we listen to that part and just tend with compassion, with gentleness, with just pouring some love to that part of us, and just trying to get into a vibe, a frequency of just this very balanced baseline that's really heart-led. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Love on yourself. And then what are you wanting that you can give yourself that you're not quite giving yourself at the moment? That's the other thing. Alrighty. What else? So I think every day, do something nice for yourself, to love in yourself, and just have a little bit of nature time. Even if it's just sitting in the sun and just being present. I'm gonna take one of these self-care cards. Is it a self-care card? I think so. Self-care, yeah. This week our focus is self-care, loving in ourselves, looking after ourselves. Passion. Alright. Oh, okay. Light up your life by honoring your deepest desires. You see that? So part of that tapping in is figuring out what your deepest desire is and honoring that and giving what you're seeking to yourself first, and then that will light up your life. That will bring back the inspiration. That will bring back some passion, more energy, more footwork. I'll grab another one. So, and as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Move. A long walk is good for the soul. Get outside and allow Mother Nature to lift your spirits. What did I say about? Oh, I love when there's confirmation. So yeah, go for a walk. Allow Mother Nature to lift your spirits. Kindness. What if being kind to yourself really could change everything? Yes, tapping in, being compassionate to the parts of you that's hurting, that's asking for your attention, just showing some kindness. How can you love on yourself? How can you be kind to yourself? Because what if it could change everything? Oh, I am loving this. And finally, okay, shine. Don't dim your light. The world needs your unique talents and gifts. Shine brightly. Is there part of you that has a fear of being seen? Is that what's making you feel a little bit, in this little funk? Because there's a disconnect of, being so conditioned to play small, to be the good girl, to be quiet, to be palatable, to be, this people pleaser, not to make anyone feel uncomfortable. And is this really true? Or is this just like a narrative that you've always had from, like when you were a kid? Like I was saying earlier about this inner child, this maybe younger child that was just weird and was scrutinized for being weird. Like, is that part of you still speaking up about, like, oh no, don't be seen, don't shine your light, don't shine your talent or your gifts? So are there truths that you're hanging on to? Truths that you're hanging on to that actually is just a narrative from a version of you who is just really just learning about the world. Just from a consciousness that hadn't expanded yet. So it's just from a very young consciousness. How lovely. Messages from our forest friends. Ooh. Sweet black sheep. Compassion. It's said there's no small act of kindness. Look out for ways to care for those around you. A good way to shift some energy to get out of your head is actually just showing kindness and pouring love to those around you. Because you know, like attracts like, it's being in that frequency of giving and kindness, like without expectations of having anything in return. But also, if you're burnt out, this could be a message of, are you giving more than you're willing to receive, and are you giving more to the external and not giving any to yourself? And grab one of these cards. It's like, oh, I'm a beautiful work in progress. Think about a recent situation you could have handled better and allow yourself to release it. Yeah, forgive yourself. No regrets. You're always growing, we're always learning, we're always expanding. Don't beat yourself up for things that you've done in the past. It was the best that you were doing with the knowledge and life experience that you had at the time. Yeah? Okay, anyway. Oh, and finally, I'm going to take a Take What You Need affirmation card. You are growing into the person you are meant to be. Here. Whoa, okay. You have the power to unlock the truth of who you are. I want to hold up the Hierophant as well. And note the keys. Yeah, we're unlocking our truth. We are peeling back the narratives and ideas and social constructs and conditioning from our entire life experience and finding what really holds true for ourselves and unlocking who we truly are without the expectations, without other people's opinions, without shrinking, molding, masking for the people around us. Any obstacle you encounter is an opportunity to learn. Yeah. Alright, well, I think I will end it there. So this week it's about loving in ourselves, trying to find our truth, finding what is the layers of other people's expectations and who we are under all those layers, who we truly are, our wants, our needs, our passions, that's buried under all of that narrative. And we're unlocking that. We are allowing ourselves to shine, to break through those layers and to shine our gifts and our talents. Be unapologetic about it. This is your life. Like, oops, sorry. The connections, the people around us, the relationships we build, those are all experiences for this human experience, for our lives. We cannot be living for them, for what's external. That's not to say to be selfish and evil and you're not. If you're watching this, I am sure you're nothing like that, but be heart-led. Just make your baseline unconditional love. Yeah. Okay. And get out into nature. So I will be back with another one of these, and hopefully this will help us to step into the next phase of reclaiming ourselves, of getting our spark back. So baby steps, my friends. We're gonna get there, but right now focus is to just love on ourselves, to remember our magic, and let Mother Nature assist us in that too. Okay, take care of yourself, and I will catch you later. I love you. Bye.